everybody. I'm back from the 2025 TCA Spring York Train Show in York, Pennsylvania. First of all, I'd like to thank those who came up to me and said hello. I made sure to take the time out to talk to everybody who came up to me. If I cut you a little on the short side, sorry. Sometimes I get an idea in my head, and if I don't act on it right then and there, after I get done talking to you, I forgot about it. So that's what happens with old age. So if I cut you sort of short, it's like, and you're talking to me, and I'm listening, and talk to you back, and I'm like, okay, sorry, I gotta go, or I gotta go over here. Sorry for cutting you short, but an idea came on my head, and if I don't act on it right then and there, then I forget the idea that I had. I don't know. Just something that happens to me now. But again, thank you guys for coming up to me saying hello. Thank you for the feedback that you give me, that the videos help you for shopping, for those of you who can't go home, get there, or to other shows. You gave me some feedback on the way you like how I shoot the videos. One of the viewers had mentioned if I could spend just a couple more seconds on the price tag. Quite honestly, I would love to see the vendors use bigger price tags. It's really hard to focus on the little weight tags. I like it when the vendors use these big paper, sticky notes with a price on it. It's much better. But not everyone does that. So yeah, I'll try and spend a little bit more, a couple more seconds on the price tag itself, because I want people to buy from my video. And I was shocked to find out that there's even people who go to the same shows that I do, but will still watch my video in case they miss something, because they said that they have watched my video and noticed that they missed something that I caught. So it still gives them a chance to call up the vendor and say, hey, they want this. The other thing is that vendors are watching my videos as well, and so I don't ever put names, and everybody remains anonymous. So a vendor had told me that I asked one specific vendor. I said, "Why do you watch my videos?" And he said they like to watch the videos so they can compare pricing with other vendors to see how close they are, how prices are doing at other shows compared to the shows that they're doing. It gives them a roundabout idea of what things are going for at that current state and time. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize it could be used like that as a tool. So that was a little bit of feedback I got. Another thing is that the vendors, as normal, are telling me the videos do work for them, that they do get sales out of the videos, and that's thanks to the viewers like you guys. I appreciate you guys telling these vendors that, hey, I saw it on Dakman Productions. You don't know how much of an impact that makes. It makes a big, huge difference when you do that. It's not like I get anything out of it. I get recognized as, it does work. Dakman Productions videos does work. That's how it helps me. And then, eventually down the road, it leads to more opportunities for me to do more filming, and more leads to, maybe doing store tours and whatever have you. So I really appreciate you guys letting the dealers know that you saw on Dakman Productions. Please keep it up. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I had an amazing feedback. Another vendor told me, because of my video, a viewer was watching and they had mentioned that they buy collections on my video, that they actually had somebody call them up with a huge collection, a massive collection, wanting them to come out and check it out. So that is the first time I've heard feedback where a vendor actually got phone call about a collection that somebody wants to sell them. And I was like blown away. So I'm glad that's working out for them, because some of these vendors do buy collections. Um, and they tell you who they are on video. So, what are my thoughts, overall thoughts of York? It was a fun week. I go out start Wednesday because those of you who may or may not know, the TCA Eastern Division has brought me aboard as the official videographer starting in 2022. So this is my third year go around as being an official videographer then. So I work behind the scenes with the TCA Eastern Division. I get to go to their meetings and I get to hear different things. And so I get to see a lot of things from the inside that many people don't. And I have a full, better understanding of the TCA Eastern Division because of that. And they have a full understanding of me, and what I do is very important. So I thank the TCA Eastern Division for bringing me back once again as their official videographer. So this was sort of like a very light spring TCA spring show. Not as many people as normal, but I will say there was a lot of people buying. I think there was a lot more people. My opinion is there's more people buying from this spring show than in 2024, that spring show. Um, I don't know if that was because there was a tariff scare where people were buying locomotives now before any of the tariffs hit. That was one speculation that a vendor came up with, because they, like Just Trains, they must have sold 60. I think he said he sold 60 or 65 locomotives in one day. That's a lot. So they did very well. And for those who had things priced right and had the right merchandise, they did very well. It was a nice 4-day week. Again, I was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I like to catch or shoot video of the pre-show so you guys can see what that's about. One thing I want to mention is the pre-show is for everybody. That is not a members only show. That's for everybody. So when we have the pre-show, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you don't need to be a member to go there. So it is open to the public. Another misconception is people are still thinking that it's a members only train show, and it is not. Thursday, yes, it's members only. Friday and Saturday are open to the public, and I believe it's the orange and purple halls. They cannot go into members halls still, but they can go in the orange hall and the purple hall. And I believe they can go into the black hall as well, which has the standard gauge layout. So my overall assessment is, although attendance was down, it was a pretty successful show to multiple vendors. The TCA Eastern Division has meetings, and I sit on them, and I just listen in and take it all in. I hear the concerns from people who are talking, and then I hear the answers from the TCA Eastern Division. And without getting into too much, I'll share a couple of these concerns and what the TCA is doing. So the biggest concern is how the TCA Eastern Division York show seems to be slowly losing attendees. And so there was a couple suggestions, and there was one that I had made after the fact, sitting down with Bob, and I told him my thoughts on it as well. So they're losing attendees. It seems like I don't know. Maybe attendance was late because of the way the economy is, or whoever knows. I don't know, but it was definitely down. One of the things that somebody had brought up in out of the audience is, hey, we need to get more kids involved. And Bob Bueller said, yes, you're right. So right now they're thinking about and talking about moving the shows to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And, well, they're going to talk about that and see if the vendors can do that. And if they can, that would, because you can't pull kids out of school. You're not going to pull kids out of, school just to go to a train show. It's not going to happen. So that could be a help to get the kids to the shows, as well as families, because that's the other thing. Because the biggest complaint that they had, and Bob brought up, was that the vendors are closing on Saturday, so people stop coming on Saturday because in their minds, there's not going to be anything there because of the vendors are already packing up. So by moving it to a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show, might attract families back out again. So that was one of the ideas. The second idea, which I believe Kevin came up with, that could help these shows, is to, because another complaint that non-members had is they wanted to go into the other holes and they were never allowed. Kevin came up with a real streamlined idea that I think is a good one. To create a one-day pass that would get them in as a member for one day. A one-day member exposable pass. And it wouldn't be a lot of money. It would be right in line with other train shows with the amount that they're talking. I don't want to mention that amount because that's still up in the air. But offering the public a one-day membership pass to allow them in every hall would definitely be a huge attraction, I believe, on top of moving the shows to a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show. So I believe, in my opinion, that they're moving in the right direction with this thinking. So I sat down with Bob, and one of the ideas that I had personally, because I didn't want to do this during the meeting and throw the whole thing off or get involved while everybody's there, but me and Bob did sit down and said, my personal opinion, I believe the show, on top of those two things, needs to be rebranded. And I told him the reason why. My thoughts are, people are still thinking the TCA York show is a show for collectors run by a membership organization that you need to be a member of to get in. And I think that's been one of their biggest hurdles to overcome. I mean, I put out plenty of videos saying how, the show is open to the public Friday and Saturday, but it doesn't seem to sink in. I still see people saying, oh, it's a exclusive members only show. And it's for collectors of O-Gauge. And no, it's not. But I told Bob, I said, Bob, you're going to have to do my opinion, you have to do a rebranding. Get away from that name. So there was actually somebody else who was listening in, and they come up with a name too. So my suggestion was to rebrand it as the York Train Show Expo. Another person came up with a name as the York Train Show Week. And I also told Bob that he really needs to, and I know people are going to hate me over this. There's going to be O-Gauge people that's going to hate me over this. But if you want to grow a train show, you're going to have to make it all scales. Yes, I'm going down that avenue. I've been to Greenberg, I've been to the Great Scale Train Show, and they all do very well. Having a show dedicated to just one gauge, eventually, you're just going to dwindle. They need to expand it into HO and N and other scales. But basically, HO is the biggest scale that's out there. And, he's sort of set back about that a little bit. He says, well, the O-Gauge members won't like that. I said, hear me out, Bob. Just hear me out on this because I got an idea for that too. That says, you do not have to mix the HO people with the O-Gauge people. I said, I already got that figured out. Just put them into their own separate hall. Dedicate a hall to just the HO scale people. And I'll tell you what, if you get a hold of the manufacturers, like Scale Trains and Athearn, and all them, and you tell them, you'll give them a booth for free for the first year and half price the second year, they will come. And when they come, the HO people will follow them. And he sort of liked that idea. And sometimes you have to think outside the box to survive. And that's, in the end, I want this show, just like everybody else wants the show, to survive. So, as Kevin Quinn put it, and he put it very well during this meeting, and I totally 100% agree with him. And he told everybody, he says, look, the hobby is not dying. It is not. No matter what you see, it's not dying. It is changing. And the problem is you have to change with it. And if you don't change with it, you're going to get left behind. And then, you will fade away. You have to change with the times. And most of the hobby shops that I know of no longer just focus on one gauge. They had to become a multiple scale train hobby shop. Or some of them even selling trains and model kits of RC cars. They have to do that to survive. So you have to keep up with the changes in time. So the last thing I want to talk about is advertising. Somebody had made a complaint that there wasn't enough advertising done. And so let's dissect this a little bit. In my opinion, okay, and just hear me out on this, advertising a show is a two-way street. That's how I look at it. And this is what I mean. So yeah, could the TCA Eastern Division advertise a little bit better? I'm sure. Focusing on local newspapers and stuff like that really doesn't, and putting stuff in magazines really doesn't do a lot. Social media and Facebook and all that stuff is where they need to focus at. However, shouldn't we help the TCA Eastern Division advertise the show as well? Should we put it 100% on them? And I was thinking about this. So if I was a vendor, and there are vendors I can think of that's done this. If I was a vendor and I was going to be at that show, I would be promoting the show. And Just Trains did that. They started promoting the show on their Facebook page. And guess what? When people saw that post, that was the first place they went to, was Just Trains, because they were posted on their Facebook page that they were going to be there. So I think we could all help them out. And I'm just as guilty. I didn't spend nearly nowhere near enough time advertising either. And, I'm going to change that up. Being the official videographer, I should have done more myself. So I put myself in that same category as well. I could have done more for them. And I will for the fall one. start advertising as well. But we all need to pitch in together, vendors and visitors and stuff like that. Let's just spread it all over Facebook and YouTube and whatever to help bring this show back. Because without this show, I mean, this is a show, I call it a big train family reunion. It's like, yeah, you're there to look at trains, but you're there to see everybody. It's like a big train family reunion to me. Anyway. All right, so that's enough of that. That's my spiel. So, what is my train show haul? So we'll start off with, okay. So, a viewer named Chooch gave me this Conrail operating manual. Whoa, I sort of dropped some paperwork in here. And it has all kinds of cool stuff in here. It has where the grade crossings were all at. It has Dearborn, Michigan in here. It has operating rules, hazmat materials, restricted equipment rules, safety rules. It has operating rules. So it has all kinds of cool things in this book. He goes, well, it's a little worn. I said, I'm taking it anyway because I don't have this book and I want it. So thank you very much for the gift, Chooch. Another vendor there gave me this Conrail Frisbee. Back in the day, Conrail had gift shops where you could buy golf balls, Frisbees, duffel bags, all kinds of cool stuff with their name on it. He also got a collection of photos and stuff, and he found this cool Conrail map. Take a look at that. Okay. And he asked me if I wanted it. I said, absolutely. I'm going to put this in a frame and hang it. Are you kidding me? Heck yeah, I want that. I don't know what year it's from. Conrail lines were wholly owned subsidiaries. And it even includes trackage rates and principal affiliate lines. But I don't see a year on here. But I'm sure there is, but I'll look for that at a different time. I don't want to hold you guys up, but it says Conrail System Map. So there you guys go. Alright, we'll put that off to the side. So that was free. Another person gave me, proposed these two books right here. Somebody stopped me, and he had this. I had never seen these books before. But these are books on the proposed Conrail acquisition. So this is when Norfolk Southern and CSX wanted to purchase Conrail, which still operates today. It's just that they both share the profits from that. As I explained before, Conrail still exists today. It's just that it's the end delivery service. They go under by the, and I keep saying Conrail shared assets, but it's actually still Conrail. Conrail shared assets is just a fake name, I guess you could say, a false name. But it's actually still Conrail. But this is, I haven't read these yet, but he had to mark out the actual, because this is actually official stuff. These are official books. So he actually had to blank out the name on here. From the where it was. But I haven't even gotten into reading it, into any of this, but to have these books, yeah, Proposed Conroe Acquisition Books. Volume 1, Purpose and the Need for the Conroe Acquisition. Chapter 2, Proposed Action and Alternatives. Chapter 3, Analysis, Methods, Potential Mitigation Strategies. So these were actual books that were really used. And the service date was 1997. Comment date was 1998. And the final deal was done on 1999. So this is definitely, because I have never, like I said, I never seen these before. They're definitely going into my collection as well. Oops. So we'll get this out of the box, and I'll show you this. So Jay over there at Jaybirds Junction came up to me and said, "Hey, I got something, Conroe, you might be interested in." I'm like, "Okay, I'll take a look, see what you got." Sure enough, he had this K-Line, which is scale, Conroe coil car, and blue. Now, did Conroe really have a blue coil car? No. They were either brown or white. Do I care? I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. And looks like it's got metal wheels. I don't know if this has a load in it or not. Let's see if I can get out here and we'll look. So yeah, it does have a load inside. On the one coil cover, I just now noticed it says Railroad Police. So that's very interesting. I wonder if this was a special edition. Oh. It was a special edition. I did not see that at first, because it's not marked on here anywhere. It just says Conroe Coil Car, part number 6-21130. And I thought it was just the Conroe Coil Car that K-Line decided to paint blue, but then I noticed it has the Railroad Police logo on it. And then I started looking further into it, and on the other coil shield, does it say it on this one? Yeah, it says it on that one too. So on the end of the coil shield, it says second quarter 2006. So this is some type of safety award. Because in my experience, when I see words like first quarter and a date, second quarter, third quarter, or fourth quarter and a date, those pieces are always a safety award or some type of employee award car. Normally, when the K-Line made safety award cars, they were in a different box, like you see right here, this box here. However, this one's in a regular yellow and black box. So maybe it may not have been a safety award, but it has to be some type of award for it to say second quarter of 2006. So since it had a Railroad Police logo on it, was this some type of Conroe Police award? I don't know. I am not familiar with this piece at all. So anybody who knows anything about this that worked for Conroe, I would love to hear from you. So we'll put this on the track. So I thank Jaybirds Junction for the good deal they gave me. He sold me that car for only $40. Metal wheels, metal trucks, operating knuckle couplers, coil load, possible Conroe award train. Yeah, I made out well. because I don't think he even knew that was some type of an award that was given out. So, thank you very much, Jay, here at Jay Burrs Junction. So, a viewer, on Wednesday, I went there. First thing Wednesday morning, I went inside to do the filming of the pre-show. A vendor see me. He always likes how I film his booth or his table. He see me and came over and got me. He says, "Hey, look, I want to show you something." Says, "I don't know if you have it or not." And he showed me the Conrail safety set, which I already have. It has the locomotive and the 3 intermodal cars. I have put that up on video. But I said, I looked at it and I said to him, but the hopper car that you put in that train, because he had added a hopper car to that train. I said, I don't have that hopper car. And he says, okay, it's yours. You can have it. With the stipulation, I want to see it run on Conahay Rail. Your wishes by command. Because if, you gave me something for free, then yeah, that's at least what I could do. So, that being said, Del Hudson was looking at that set. I told him about it. I said, yeah, that's a very rare set. Only employees got that set. It's not like you could go to Train World or any other place and buy it. It was given out to employees only. So Del Hudson ended up buying that set, but what he didn't know is that he didn't get the car that the guy added onto it. But he got the main cars that went with the set anyway. But I really appreciate this. This is very beautiful. I did not have this, and this is a pretty heavy car. This is aluminum. And I didn't even have this in my hands. I went to take it back to my car for maybe a minute or two. And I had, on the way out of the door, and this is a true story, I kid you not, a couple guys stopped me. And he said, "Oh, what you got?" And I showed it to them. "Oh, we've been looking for that for a long time. We want one. Where'd you get that at? Where'd you find it? Who had it?" So... And there was a little bit of a debate about this car we were having. So the debate was, it's in a Lionel box, but it's blue. So I wanted to wait until I got home, because to me it doesn't matter. I do not have this car. And I wanted it. And I thank the viewer for it. But the debate I had with another guy is that, is this really a Lionel piece? Well, the stock number that's on the box is Lionel 6-17199. I already knew at that time when I was looking at this that this was not a Lionel piece, because 6-17199 is an aluminum hopper like this, but it's in brown. It's not blue. This is actually a K-Line car that somebody had mistakenly put in a Lionel box. And that I already verified to make sure I was telling everybody the right thing, so I don't have to do another follow-up video like I did with the GP9 video I did. But I can see for sure it says K stamped on the body. So yeah, this is actually a K-Line car and not a Lionel piece. In actuality, I don't think Lionel made their aluminum hopper in blue. I think they were all brown. The only ones that I know that made the Conrail aluminum hopper in blue was K-Line. And I already knew that when the guy handed it to me, that more than likely this is a K-Line car. But that didn't bother me a bit because I really wanted this blue hopper car. And it's a cool piece. I thank the viewer for that. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and we'll make a run of it. So if you watched my Grzybowski's video, then you already know about this piece. So this is an Atlas Master Series 60-foot box car. This is not a high-cube Burke. This is just a plain 60-foot box car. I wanted this to go with my Conrail Auto Parts train. And Grzybowski's had it for $50. So I looked at it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, this is perfect. It'll be a perfect match for my auto parts train. So I took it up there to him, and to Joe, and Joe's looking at it. And he's looking at it. He's looking at it. Like, at first I thought maybe there was something broken, and he accidentally put it on display. But then he asked me if I had a minute. I said, sure. And that's when he offered to, because one of my videos made him a sale from Edison Train Show, he made me an offer that if I did a video exclusive to Grzybowski's, which I did do, so anybody who buys anything off of my Grzybowski's video, he will help out my channel. So I will leave a link in the description of this video. Please watch the Grzybowski's video. You see anything in that video that you want to buy, the only thing I ask is that you call up and you mention how you saw on Dakman Productions video, and in turn, Joe will help me out with my channel. I had asked Joe, hey, does that include a discount for them or some kind of code? He goes, no, but think of it this way. It's because, you know, they operate on minimal profits. But just put it in a good way. He said, think of it this way. It's a chance for viewers and him to help my channel out. I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So I thank Joe for the offer. And again, the link to the Grzybowski's video is in the link of this video here. So we're going to go ahead and throw this into a train and we'll run everything together. So let's go. So I had a few people come up to me and show me pictures or a small video saying, hey, did you see this Lionel Conrail GP9 and the 9B unit? It doesn't look like you have this. I'm like, yeah, I do. I actually done 2 videos on it. But at any rate, I'm thinking that maybe it's because I haven't ran it a lot because I only made 2 videos on it. So for this run, we are going to run the Lionel GP9 and the GP9B unit. I promised the audience and the viewers that I would not delete the bloopers and when I screw up or when something goes wrong. So I intended on running this train with the GP9 and the GP9B. Alright, so keep this in mind. The GP9 is powered. The GP9B is not. That is a super base. So there's 22 cars in all on this train. And it would not pull it. And you gotta remember that is also trying to pull basically a super base dummy unit with a very heavy coil car and aluminum car in the mix. And then, you know, other cars. So Unfortunately, I'm not going to make this run. It was just basically sitting there. The wheels were spinning trying to pull it. And I don't want to damage it. So I'm going to put this back and put some proper power on this for everybody. So let me pick out something different to run, as this was a fail on my part. Because I was trying to do too much with this. I'm sure if there was a little bit more weight on that GP9, it may have pulled the train, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not have, risk damage. So let's go ahead and put some proper power in the train. Yeah, so when somebody had said, hey, it looks like you make a perfect run every video, you have to have, something has to go wrong. We would like you to share your experience when things do go wrong, and it actually helps people in the end when you do that. So I said, you know what, that makes sense. So what I'll do is, I know you guys were looking forward to the GP9s running, but I can't. It just won't pull that train. So I'll make another video, because I bought that set to do switching with at Farmingdale Junction. So I'll make a Farmingdale Junction switching video with the GP9 locomotives instead. Alright, so I replaced it with 2 powered units. We have the Lionel Conrail SD70 Mac. This is from the Big Blue set. Behind it is a Lionel Conrail SD60M. For those who don't know, the EMD SD60M was the first locomotive to feature the brand new 710 series engine.
Dispatcher here, you're clear to pull, over. Copy that. Clear to the outbound, here we go. Out.
So I would like to thank the viewer for the cool K-Line Blue Conrail quality hopper car. Great addition to Conahay Rail. Thank you very much. Thank Joe Grozbowski for the Atlas O Master Series DT&I Auto Parts boxcar. A great addition to the my Conrail Auto Parts train. And over there at J Birds Junction, ended up being a great deal on something I had no idea that ended up being a Conrail safety award of some sort. So, at any rate, thank you guys for watching another Dakman Productions video. We'll catch you trackside. Catch you later. Goodbye.